Okay, so quick little video. It's technically my driving thoughts, because technically I'm driving and I'm definitely thinking about it. And my name's Chris. So, I am leaving Einstein Brothers Bagels. I was just here to pick up a quick little breakfast on my way into work and placed my order. And I'm waiting, and there's this big order that's coming through right before me. I can see they keep just putting it bag after bag after bag, a whole bunch of coffee and all this other stuff. And then this guy's there, and he's trying to hold like 3 bags and the 2 coffee things. And then they bring out like 3 more coffee things. And I think he just went back in to get even more bags. But I just got all these bags and these coffees. I'm like, would you like some help carrying that to your car? Because I had parked, I had recorded a video, and I saw him go in. So I knew he was, he's there, he already placed his order before me. And as he's picking up all these things, I thought to myself, I just saw you park there. I'm gonna have to wait anyways, like no big deal. And it's not like I'm that hungry. I'm thinking I'll help you take to the car. So I asked him, would you like some help? I can carry some of that stuff to your car. And he's like, sure. And so I grabbed like 3 different coffee things. They're not small, they're kind of awkward to carry. And I carry them to his car, put him in, and he thanked me, and I said no problem, and went back in. And then I grabbed him, and then just as I'm coming in, they call out, Chris, they've got my food. And they know me there. I go there basically at least about once a week, I'd have to say. And I've helped them out, once or twice. Got a umbrella, was about to fly into the street and stuff like that. So they know me. I walk in, and there's one person especially who just starts making my food because she knows I'm going to get the exact same thing every time. Which is great. I love it, because to me it's like customer loyalty. That's how you get customer loyalty. Not automatically making my food, because maybe I might get something different. It's recognizing me. It's recognizing me as sort of that repeat customer, the guy who's just, I keep coming there. I love that. But that's not what I wanted to talk about in this really short video, because I'm almost at work. It was really more the interaction I had with that person. I don't know his name. I'll probably never see them again for the rest of my life, in all likelihood. And yet, I remember as I was walking back to the car, I thought, people can say we're a nation divided, people don't know each other, people don't know who their neighbors are, and things like that. And while I think there's quite a bit of truth in that far too often, at the same time, I also think that society is made up of those interactions like the one I just had. I just parked. So, society is made up of the interactions I just had. I just helped out a guy. He might be part of a group dedicated to, the elimination of all my freedoms. Or he might believe something that is completely anathema to who I am. And yet I still helped him out. He needed some help. Well, he didn't even need help. He could have done it all on his own. He could have just said, no, I'm good. And he could have done like 3 different separate trips. And in fact, if it were me, because I hate asking for help, and I recognize that, I might have said, no, I'm good. Like, I'll get it. Because I don't want to be a burden on others. And I recognize that with myself. But I had an opportunity. I took it. He accepted it. And I helped him get some of that stuff to his car. It's not a big deal. But it almost is, if only because those big deals happen all the time, every day. And I think it's so easy to lose sight of that, because that is what keeps us as a country, as a society, as a civilization, as a species. It keeps us working, are those social interactions. Yes, there's things that we may disagree with others on. We may disagree on with others. But there's so much that we can have in common, and that we can still be helpful to each other without demanding that like somebody agree or disagree, or have to follow a certain thing. And I think that is pretty powerful, that I could help someone and I don't have to care how they vote, what they drive, or anything else. Am I going to judge somebody? Well, yeah, I might judge somebody. That's human nature. But what I should not let it ever do, I'm not sure I can say ever, but let's just go with it for right now at least. What I should not do is use that judgment to deny someone help, to treat them as less than just because of how I'm judging them. Now, if somebody has a discussion with me and we are fully transparent, I'm understanding what they're saying and they're understanding what I'm saying, and I still think that they're a horrible person, then yes, I can let that affect how I treat them, especially if they are using that against me. I didn't talk to this guy. I didn't ask him, what do you think about abortion or politics or anything like that, because you don't need to. I saw somebody who could use some help. I asked, they accepted, I gave them the help. But I feel like so often that people just don't think about that. They just either they don't do it. They don't. I think a lot of people would have just stood there and not done a darn thing. And I'm not saying that those people are bad. I'm not saying that they should or shouldn't do that. But I think a lot more people nowadays just don't want to help, or they're afraid to help. And that's something that could eat at that social fabric, that interweaving of our lives with each other. And I wonder if sort of what I see on social media of the millennials, I wonder if, because of us Gen Xers being so sort of, and maybe it's a Gen X thing, or maybe it's a younger Gen X, older millennial thing, because I see more of it there, really, where us younger Gen Xers and the older millennials, we do sort of have this almost latchkey, I'm independent, I raise myself, all this kind of stuff, thinking. Maybe I'm just seeing it through that lens of like, oh my gosh, the social fabric is fraying, because honestly, people don't ever talk about this stuff. And you don't even see a lot of it, at least not here. So maybe the younger generation is looking back, the Gen Zs and Alphas, and going, no, I want to be helpful. I want to be interactive. I want to be social, Maybe not. I certainly hope so. Because as I think about it, I probably am viewing it through that lens of that latchkey kid generation, really. And that I think there's plenty of people in my rough area of age that would have just stood there. And the thing is, that doesn't help build those bonds. And there's plenty of things right now in society that are trying to break those social bonds to divide us unnecessarily. Anyways, I felt like that was a really, really important thought, and one that I really wanted to make sure I recorded and get out there, because while I was going to post about the social network I'm on, Blue Sky, and I might even still post that later, I may or may not, and I'm really excited about like decentralized or decentralizable social platforms. That interaction just had me so sort of excited about, I want to talk about this. I want to record my thoughts about this, especially because it's a Friday. And so come Monday, I will have completely forgotten all about it. But, maybe someday somebody will come across this and be like, I want to be helpful next time. Like, I want to keep my eye open for an opportunity just going forward to help somebody and say, hey, would you like help? And if they say no, okay, well, okay, cool. If they accept the help, great. How can I help? It cost me nothing. It cost me nothing to be helpful. And I think it would be great if we saw it more. I think it's happening. I think it is happening. I just don't think people either think about it. Some people, I think, are not maybe doing it. But I think also we just don't see it. We hear about the people who are mean. We hear about Karens. Like, we literally have a name for people who are mean to other people unnecessarily. Karens. We do not have an equivalent on the other side for people who just do good turns daily, to borrow a Scout phrase. We don't have a name for that. And I'm not sure that we should, if only because it'd be nice to think that most people do that. But the problem is, because we have a name for the opposite side, that gets so much attention, that people hear about all the time. And I've seen some reactions to some negativity on social networks in the past where, people are like, hey, let's emphasize some of the positives here. Let's, things to make you, smile, and, chicken soup for the soul type stuff. I get it. I don't think we have enough of that positivity, but we sure do get a lot of the negativity from the other side. So anyways, those are my thoughts. You guys have a great day.